Yeah, well, it wasn't. Building it up and everything. Yeah. We get here, and the shrines are beautiful.